A very good afternoon to you all. Welcome to the Inside Politics. I'm your host, Choti. According to the recent census statistics that were released, it indicates that the youth form the majority of Kenya's population. Do they have a say in the country's politics or not? With me in studio, I'm joined with Mr. Bosire, a student and founder of Tumo TV, and Gilbert Nalwa, an aspiring TUMSA president. Thank you guys for joining me on studio today. Starting with you, Mr. Bosire, do you think the youth are well involved in the country's politics?
Thank you very much for first having me in your studio this morning. And I want to say the matter that you have asked. Currently Kenya is having a large number of youths. It's dominated by a large number of youth. Therefore, this country needs to be led by youths. And as you can see, we just began it the other day. Babu Wino, Jawa, and also we are coming. Next year we're going for the
Well, the 10th parliament that we have currently composes of many young MPs who are elected.
True.
Do you think they will deliver on their mandate?
They have already delivered. Most of them are delivered. Look at most developed constituencies. Muhammad Ali from Nyali. The area is developed unlike it was when we had those old wazir. So I think the youth have their brains are very sharp because it's now that they're coming up, but they have a lot of qualities of leadership as far as they are concerned.
Thank you. Nalwa, do you think that the youth of this country can change the politics that has been in play for a long time?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for having me here today. And, I think, having said earlier that the country today is dominated by a majority who are the youth, I think the youth have an upper hand, have a high bargaining power when it comes to politics and leadership. And also, it's only a matter of time, and the youth will have it. As you say, we have the 12th parliament, and from when you do comparisons and compare in the previous parliaments, this parliament has a majority of the members of parliament. And even when you go further to the member of county assemblies, you will find that the youth have a majority, and there are more that are willing to come up. And most likely, when it comes to 2022 and 2027, we will have a high number of youths who are going to engage in politics and leadership. And with time, we will have the youths also having a high bargaining power when it comes to leadership.
Well, as we have seen in the Kibra elections, it was a hotly contested seats where the youths were mainly involved. Do you think the youths, the young members of parliament that you have elected, play divisive politics? They divide people in terms of ethnicity and tribalism.
I think is based on the Kibra parliamentary elections. Although we may congratulate and appreciate the young people who took a step to contest as members of parliament, but then that election was more of a contest between the high political profiles in the country. And today also the politics of today is money oriented, such that when you don't have, people will expect as a leader and as a campaigner, an aspirant, people will expect something from you. Just apart from you coming out to talk to people and give out your manifestos and your agendas, they want something that they can pocket or put in their stomach.
Thank you.
So the youth, I think they are having it rough when it comes to today's politics, because a large population of the youth don't have the money to go into campaigns.
I just want to point out what this guy is saying here. He's a very learned friend of mine, but that politics was not meant for two people, as he said. It is meant for Kibra members.
Well, but we all know it was a two-man race.
Yeah, no, there's not. How do you come to that conclusion? Because we had the two main contestants, but we had also several contestants. In fact, there were 21 in number. So how do you come to a conclusion that there were two people contesting? Deputy president is the deputy president of this country, and Raila Odinga is the national opposition leader. So how do you come to that conclusion?
Choti, the Kibra by-election, initially when Ken Okoth died, it was an issue of the interest of the people of Kibra.
And that is what was
And,
going on up to the end of the
you know, you are given time to explain yourself. You give me time. When the people of Kibra were first made a mind of going for by-election, they all had an interest of going to save that Kibra and going to push or to move ahead the legacy that Ken Okoth left behind. But within a time, it came to be Kibra came to be a political bedroom of somebody. And you know, for Kibra to
I
be
think this friend of mine is misled. You cannot come just here to speak that place is a
No,
bedroom.
wait. As we talk, it may be realistic because Raila Odinga has been the MP from 1992
But
of
Raila
Langata.
Odinga being an MP of Kibra doesn't matter on that in the same case that you're talking about.
Well, we can say that he was justified to say it was his bedroom.
Yeah, and that was what I was heading to.
No, those are elections. How can you come to a conclusion that that place is a bedroom of somebody? He has his own bedroom at his place of stay.
Well, I think he was trying to be satirical in nature when he said that.
Very true.
Well, another question to you, Mr. Bosire. The president has occasionally appointed older people to powerful positions, neglecting youths who are up for the task. A case in point, Mary Wamboi, who is in her late 60s, she was appointed as a PS recently. Do you think the president is trying to shun away the youths because they are inexperienced?
No,
or-
I think the president of this country is very just because that's just one case study you brought on.
Well, there are other more case studies that we can talk about, like
No, you are talking of Mary Wamboi, but as you can see, we have very many other youths who have been appointed. You know, it is your qualification as a youth to be appointed to a seat, not just coming here and pointing Bosire. You appoint him the next time. The next thing you do is going to TV and to the media. You address. You just appoint somebody.
But I think these youths are qualified they are up for the task.
They are qualified, but if you are qualified for, maybe you are going to seek for, you are qualified from university, you don't want to go to seek for a job. How do you expect to get it?
Let me just ask one thing, and I want to differ with my friend here, Bosire. You know, the president, having mentioned, also there is this old man called Mudi Awod, who was also appointed appointed in the government as an officer. You know, such things when they happen and we have youth in this country, it is very malicious. And what I want to
But
say
to some extent,
is,
to some extent, we blame the youth
it is the
because
responsibility
they are not
of the
taking
government.
Kindly let's observe some decorum. Please
Yeah,
finish.
it is the responsibility of the current government, headed by the president, to ensure that he shapes the future of this country. And by so doing, I mean, let the youth also be given platforms.
But we should not be blaming the president.
And be given
The work of the
opportunities.
president is to make it public that these guys have been appointed, you know. But the guys who take the mandate of appointing them is not direct the president.
Well, of course.
Yes, and also the advisors should be blamed. You cannot just blame directly the president of this country.
Well, let's see it from another perspective. According to the cabinet secretaries, according to the cabinet and other appointees that the president have made, do you think it's an all-inclusive cabinet? Do you think that the youths have been involved in the cabinet?
To me, I would say the youth, when it comes to cabinet matters and executive matters, the youth have not been involved. The only platform where we are having at least some 20% to see where youths are coming in is when it comes to elective positions. The youth are being considered and they are coming out for themselves, even if they don't have the financial muscles. But at least they are coming out on ground to show that they also have the capabilities and the mandate to serve as elected leaders. But when it comes to appointments and cabinet positions, we see the president only looking at the people at high ranks, people who have been ambassadors in different nations who are being given these positions as cabinet secretary.
Well, matters university politics now. The recent university union changed the university union did away with the popular vote system and introduced a delegate system. Nalwa, you have vast interest in becoming the next president of TUM. What are your thoughts about the new voting system?
We hope it's going to change the face of this year.
Okay. I disagree with the delegate system. That's my first point, and on a democratical position, because we understand that we are living in a democratic world whereby we are all supposed to have rights and freedom of electing a leader that we want. And also a country, today I want to tell you for sure is Kenya cannot adopt the delegate system and work with it. It's very difficult. Kenya can't manage the delegate system. So why is it that the delegate system is being forced to the young people in universities to elect their leaders? I think let it be a free field whereby I will have an opportunity to elect the person that I feel can be the president of my institution or any leader that I want, rather than getting it into a delegate system whereby we choose some few people to go and represent the interests of the majority, which is not possible.
I don't think myself. I don't think the delegate system, as this guy has said, my learned colleague here, that it is not with it. That is an effective way of conduct, and it has been passed in Parliament. The other day, majority leader added one. It's a bill that has been passed, and it cannot be changed. So it is cost effective.
Wait, do you think that the new system airs out the concerns of the comrades?
It does, because these are representatives. The delegates have been elected by the students. That means they are representing the students in electing the executives. So I think that is the most effective way of doing that. And also, as I said earlier, it is cost effective because you realize when we are having one man, one vote system, chaos were everywhere. You could hear the University of Nairobi has been shut down, University of Mombasa has been shut down, only because the students are just everywhere, they have no agenda, and you realize nowadays it has calmed down. So
Nalo, you seem to differ with.
No, I want to strongly differ with this.
No, this guy,
kindly let him talk.
And say that I think Bosire is just misled and misinformed.
No, my friend.
Look at this situation. Only this semester, we have had almost 4 public universities going on strikes and
Kindly let's give
we
him
have
time.
had almost 4 public universities going on strikes, and even some of them being shut down. Student leaders being expelled from the institution. And what is rising to all this?
It's not
student leaders don't have powers. Student leaders cannot go and sit in the Senate with administration and argue out and articulate the issues that students are feeling. Some of the students are even coming out on streets to say that we don't have trust in our leaders. Our leaders are betraying us. Simply because these student leaders were not elected by the majority students.
No,
they were
I don't
only,
think that
they were only elected by the delegates. And that is why
the problem
this semester
Kindly, Basira.
this semester has gone into the historical books of universities, whereby 4 public universities, name them, Kenyatta University,
But it's not maybe
they went
because
on
of the
strike,
delegate system.
and even they were shut down.
The students are complaining of the ineffectiveness of the administration of the institution to perform their mandate, not
Well,
the delegate system.
in order for the administration
The other
to
case,
be-
it was happening at the Pwani University. Why were the leaders suspended? Not
Well-
because they were elected by the delegate system. That was not the case that was filed in court. So I don't think my colleague is.
Wait, in order for the administration to be effective, it needs a students' union that articulates the issues of their students.
But
Do you
when,
think
when
that
this guy,
they-
when they elected, for example, the president is elected by the students, right? Even in the past when we had the one man, one vote system, those guys could come, sell their agenda, they are elected. But then they go ahead not representing the students, they go for self. That's the same case that is happening. So you don't need to blame the delegate system. You should be blaming the leaders who have been elected, not because they were elected by the delegates. They are not representing the delegates who are elected,
Well, moving on smoothly, the BBI report was supposed to be submitted to the president later today. What are your thoughts about the BBI? Nalo?
Okay, what I would like to say about the BBI is, initially, there were a lot of hula balloons in the country about the BBI, simply because nobody knew what the BBI is, and not even a single politician knew the report that is from the BBI. The BBI is an initiative that came along by the handshake, and as we all know, the handshake was an initiative of the president and Raila Odinga. And so the two parties, each party nominated committee members that sat and did a lot of research in the country to come out with suggestions that could help unite this
I will show you
country
that BBI did a
after.
lot of research.
Well, do you think,
No, these are papers
Bosire,
that people
Bosire,
come up with.
do you think that the BBI will achieve
these are
its mandate?
ideas that people come up with. Who says that the handshake should be stretched to an extent that it is a report? It's now becoming even a constitution. You know, look at what is inside that report. Even the president himself is going to launch that thing, but he's not aware what is exactly.
Well,
Let me highlight.
once the BBI report has been launched, it gives us time to study it keenly. Do you think that
You know,
those?
no, I don't
Has
think
he
it's
studied
Just a
the
minute.
BBI report?
Just a
I
minute.
went through it last
Have you
week.
studied the BBI
I did
report?
exactly that. The BBI was on social media. We have the exact thing that is going to. The president is not going to.
Well, do you think that everyone is on a rush to say that the BBI should not be supported because the deputy president was left out, or because it's more aligned to the opposition leader?
The BBI does not highlight that the president has been left out. Who said that the deputy president?
Well, that's all
He
that is.
himself is for the BBI and is not complaining that he has not been left out. And you cannot tell me that he has not gone to the BBI. He's among the members who is agreeing with the BBI. So I support it, and I think it's going to help the economy of this country grow.
Okay, Nalwa,
We are
as
going
a
to
young
reduce-
Kenyan
we are going to
politician,
reduce the number of CSs.
as a young Kenyan youth, do you think that the BBI is all inclusive? Do you think that you'll be well represented in the BBI?
The report is out. I think it's the right time for citizens to talk about this thing and find the right direction that we are going to take. Today, the ODM are talking of referendum, and it's just funny.
Okay, fine,
It's just
Nalwa.
funny.
Can you give us closing remarks?
My closing remarks generally is that as a youth in this country, I want to say that to my fellow youth, let us be motivated, let us be encouraged, and have that self-sense that also we can take part in matters leadership in this country and change the country. Today our fathers and our grandfathers are there, but tomorrow they will not be there. So let us take responsibility and find a way of how we can make this country and this nation and this world better for our young ones who are coming behind us.
Bosire, your closing remarks.
I want to state this categorically that first, before I conclude, the BBI is not going to help Kenyans in any way, and as I can see on my Twitter handle, it is being launched right now, the Bombers of Kenya. So the youths of this country should come out in large numbers and oppose this thing because it is going to affect the economy of this nation, and the youths are needed for development of this country.
Well, it's a big debate, and I'm sure we cannot finish it up today. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking your time and coming to the show. For all those who have been viewing, the BBI report is out and it has officially been launched. Well, before we all take keen interest in the speculations, please go out there, get a copy of the BBI report, read it intensively, analyze it, and before you make any decision, base it on what you have read from the report. I was your host, Robin Choti. Till next time, goodbye.